Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating aspects of law enforcement: how detectives actually solve criminal cases, from collecting evidence and interviewing suspects to decoding behavior and using high-tech tools. Solving a case is far more complex than what we see on TV dramas. This video will break down the real investigative process step by step. Whether you're a true crime enthusiast, a student of criminology, the initial report. Every investigation starts with a case being reported. This could be anything: a theft, a missing person, a homicide. The initial report usually comes from a victim, a witness, or another police officer. At this stage, patrol officers are often the first to arrive at the scene. They secure the area, protect potential evidence, and take preliminary statements. The detective is typically assigned shortly after, often once it's determined that the case requires deeper investigation. The first priority for any detective is to assess the situation quickly. What happened? Who was involved? Is there an immediate threat to public safety? At this point, detectives are already forming initial theories, even with limited information. But assumptions don't solve cases. Evidence does. Crime scene investigation. Once the scene is secure, detectives move to the crime scene investigation phase. This is where forensic evidence becomes critical. With the help of crime scene investigators, or CSIs, detectives collect physical evidence like fingerprints, DNA, blood spatter, weapons, bullets, shoe prints, and more. Photographs are taken, sketches may be drawn, and every single object is documented. But detectives don't just rely on what's visible. They also observe the scene itself. Is anything out of place? Are there signs of a struggle? Is the body, if there's one, staged? Environmental factors are considered too: time of day, weather conditions, entry and exit points, surveillance cameras nearby. All of this data goes into building a timeline and understanding the sequence of events. Evidence collected is sent to labs for analysis, and while that takes time, the detective keeps working other angles. Interviewing witnesses is both an art and a science. Detectives look for people who were in or around the scene before, during, or after the incident. Witnesses might include neighbors, employees, passers-by, or even the person who reported the crime. The goal here is not just to gather facts, but to detect inconsistency or patterns. Detectives ask open-ended questions and pay close attention to how someone answers, their tone, body language, even their hesitation. It's not uncommon for a witness to leave out crucial details, either by accident or intentionally. Skilled detectives often circle back for second or third interviews to test for contradictions. Everything is documented, every statement, every quote. Because at the end of the day, people can lie, but patterns don't. Suspect identification and background checks. Once enough information has been gathered, detectives begin identifying possible suspects. This could come from witness statements, surveillance footage, or forensic evidence like DNA matches. Detectives then run background checks. They look into criminal records, past behavior, associates, phone history, financial activity, and more. They'll also check alibis. Where was this person when the crime occurred? Can anyone confirm it? In modern investigations, detectives rely heavily on digital forensics. Phones, emails, social media, and even GPS data can help link a suspect to a crime or eliminate them from suspicion. But it's not enough to just have a suspect. Detectives need evidence that can hold up in court. That's the difference between suspicion and prosecution. Following the evidence trail. Good detectives let the evidence lead the way, even if it contradicts initial theories. This might mean re-interviewing someone, revisiting the crime scene, or requesting new forensic tests. As new evidence comes in, detectives adjust a timeline, narrow down suspects, and strengthen their case. They may also conduct surveillance, watching a suspect's movements, looking for incriminating behavior, or catching them in the act. In complex cases, detectives often collaborate with specialists, forensic analysts, cybercrime experts, behavioral profilers, and even other agencies. All of this is aimed at one thing: building a solid, logical case that connects the suspect to the crime beyond reasonable doubt. Interrogation. When detectives feel confident that they have a suspect and supporting evidence, they move to interrogation. This is not just about asking questions. It's about psychological strategy. Thanks for watching. For more videos, don't forget subscribe and hit the bell icon.